Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Gervasio, and today we're going to be covering Chapter 9, Lesson 9.4, Volume of a Prism. Reference pages to this can be found in your Google Classrooms, pages 378 to 379. So we've already spoken about the surface area of a prism. So that's the outside, that goes outside the wrapping paper. Now we're going to talk about the volume, which is the inside of the package or inside of a prism. So we have here two prisms. This is a rectangular prism, and this is a triangular prism. Remember, a prism has to have two bases, a top and a bottom, a top and a bottom. So now we're going to talk about what goes inside of it. The inside part will be considered the volume. So I would like for you to copy down the formula for the volume, which is going to be V equals base times height. Go ahead and copy everything you see in this yellow box right here. And then follow along with me for when I explain the pictures here. So you notice how there's a base here and a base here, a base here and a base here. So what we're going to do, this is one of my favorite formulas. We just have to find the area of one of the base, and then we're going to multiply it by the height. And that is it. That's how you find the volume of any three-dimensional shape. Find the volume or the base area and times it by height. Find the base area and times it by the height. That is it. So let's go ahead and start. Here's my example. So what we're going to first do is we're going to find the base, what the base is, and I notice that the base is a rectangle. So I'm going to remember that a rectangle's base formula is length times width. So I'm going to say length is 8 and the width is 6. So I'm going to do 8 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. And then I'm going to look to see what my height is. I notice my height is going to be 15. So I'm going to say 15 here. Go ahead, or I'll just go ahead and bring it down. 15 here. And then we're going to say 48 times 15 is going to be, and you can always do that on the side, 720. So I'm going to put 720. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the units at the end, which is yards. And since we're talking about volume, it'll be cubic yards, so we'll put a 3 at the end. And that is it. It's very simple. It's much simpler than the surface area. You just have to multiply the base area with the height. Okay, let's go ahead and try a new shape. Let's go ahead and try the triangular prism. So if you notice that the base this time is not the rectangle like many of you guys assumed last time. It's going to be the triangle. If you can't see it, I'm going to go ahead and under or trace it for you. The triangle right there. Remember, a prism has to have two bases. If you say it's the rectangle, there's no two rectangles. So those are the two triangular bases. So what we're going to do is find the area of that base. So it's a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and write down the formula. 1/2 base times height. I'm going to look at my diagram to see that the base is going to be 5.5. So I'll put 5.5 there. And the height is going to be 2. So I'm going to multiply it by 2 and then times it by 1/2. So 5.5 times 2 is going to be 11. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 2. So divided by 2, it brings me back to 5.5. Okay, now that's just for the base. Again, you only have to find it for one. We don't double it. We don't double it, okay? We only have to find the base for one. Very important. I'll put a star in it. Very important. We only find the base for one. Okay, now the height's going to be 4 right here. If we make it stand up, the height is 4. So we're going to go ahead and put the height as 4. So we're going to multiply this by 4, and 5.5 times 4 equals 22. That is it. So 22 inches cubic, or cubic inches. That's it. So it's a lot easier than the surface area. You have to just find the base area times it by the height. All right, if you didn't understand something from this example, feel free to pause it and replay it again. But I'd like for you to try example number 1 and 2 on your own. Okay, again, find the base area times it by the height. Find the base area times it by the height. That is it. All right, now let's go ahead and compare two popcorn bags from a movie theater. We're going to try to see which one should the movie theater use to save paper. So it says a movie theater designs two bags to hold 96 cubic inches of popcorn. So it says here, find the height of each bag. Which bag should the theater choose to reduce the amount of paper needed? So for what we're going to do for this one is we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and split this in half. We're going to do bag A and bag B. So we know that V equals volume equals base times height. And it says that we already know the volume. It seems like they already gave us the volume. So we're working backwards. We know that the volume is 96 for both. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in 96 for a V. And let me go ahead and copy the same formula over here on the other side. Okay, so both sides, this is going to be A, this is going to be B. So both of them will be 96 in volume. We already know that. But we don't know how high is this bag. So we're going to work backwards and plug in what we know. So we know that for bag A, it seems like the dimensions for the base is going to be a 3 by 4. So we're going to put equals a 3 by 4. And since we don't know what the H is, we just put H. Same thing over here. The smaller bag, it's a 4 by 4. So we're going to put 4 by 4. That represents the bottom of this base. Again, the bottom of the base here and the bottom of the base here. Okay? And since we don't know what the H is, we'll put H. So what are we solving for? We did this in the beginning of the year, solving for the variable, or getting H by itself. So 3 times 4 is 12. And so bring down the H here. And then we have 96. How do you get H by itself? We're going to go ahead and, well, this is 12. This is really 12 times H. So divide both sides by 12. Opposite of times is divide. So we're going to divide 96 into 12. And so you get H equals 8. For this side, 4 times 4 is 16. So we have 16 times H equals, so we have here 96. And so 96 equals, okay, and then after that, you're going to go ahead and put 16H and then equals 96. And so you have 96 here. Divide both sides by 16. 16. And H will equal 6. So if H equals 6, so I'll put 6 here. Which popcorn bag is going to be saving the movie theaters more money? It looks like popcorn bag B. So B would be the one. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and have you do on your own numbers 5 and 6. Again, if there's any questions that you're not sure about, please go ahead and jot them down for this lesson and I will answer them tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.